Hello, everybody. How's it going? If you haven't seen already, the Michael Jackson movie and this recent video game that came out by these indie developers have recently been review bombed. Now, you're asking, what happened? What's going on? As you saw in the title of the video, this is primarily a big issue, and I believe a lot of people are at their breaking point where you have these people making these big projects, these big grand ideas, only for it to be bombarded with either hate or absolute glaze. The publisher is like, hey man, you want this early access 2 weeks early? All right, cool. You get $100 as well if you get to get on your hands and knees and beg for this game. Also, give it a 10 out of 10 on IGN. Also, the mechanics are good and the game isn't glitchy or laggy at all. Or these smaller projects that don't get the criticism it deserves or doesn't get the praise that it deserves get lifted to the stratosphere or absolutely hated by these critics, these dumb fucks who wouldn't know a good game if it slapped them in the face with their boyfriend's cock, all right? For example, Silk Song, mind you, was the highest grossing game on Steam. It crashed the site. You know how hard you have to do to crash Steam? And it was phenomenal. Now, I will say it is basically a sequel to, Hollow Knight or a prequel, whatever you want to call it, right? But it's just as good, if not better, with new mechanics, with new ways to maneuver and fight. It's a great game. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. That goes for Cuphead, that goes for Sun Wukong, and there are a multitude of, 10 out of 10s. The issue is that these motherfuckers don't know how to grade a good game. For example, the Cuphead reference that I made was that these are horrible gamers, honestly. The reviewers are only good to, nitpick and bitch about little mechanics while it glazes inclusion and this other bullshit that doesn't really need to exist in gaming, but it gives brownie points to these reviewers because it's like, oh my goodness, I feel this way too. Oh my goodness, this makes my nipples real hard. Like, shut the fuck up, dude, and just actually play the game and call it shit. Shit is shit, even if it's covered in ice cream. And the amount of people that are glazing this game and praising it for being, it's such a phenomenal experience. It really heartens into the early millennials. Man, I say it with Asmongold. We need to start arresting these millennials and arresting them for putting out this disgusting slop. All right? This is slop. Now, I make this video specifically for this content creator right here. Now, he is pretty good. I do like most of his shorts. I do like most of his reviews. The problem is he recently reviewed Mixtape, and Mixtape has a problem, as I said earlier in the video, with it being massive millennial slop, putting in, different ideas, having this disgusting mini game where you have to, maneuver the tongues and avoid it's fucking nasty as shit. I don't want to see this shit. Mind you, these people are the characters in the game are technically high schoolers, and the person's reminiscing about their old times of them skating down, avoiding parties, lighting houses on fire. It's just core millennial slop that people with no friends tell their kids or tell other people what they did in high school. It's very sad. And this guy right here proceeds to glaze the fuck out the game. And it's like,
I buy Mixtape or wait for it to go on sale? That depends. I played it and I thought it was fantastic, but there are some things that you should know before you buy the game. Such as, well, first off, this game is a walking simulator. And what's that? Basically a game where the focus is on the narrative and most of the gameplay is very simple. So like Dispatch or Detroit Become Human. Not really, it's more like games like Firewatch or What Remains of Edith Finch. Okay, but if I do like those games, I'd like this one. Exactly, because Mixtape has quickly become one of my favorite games in this genre. Really, it's that good. Yeah, the story is fantastic. Even I, who can't really relate to the characters as someone who didn't grow up in the 90s, I can still relate to that feeling of leaving friends behind, to the feeling of standing up to your parents, to the feeling of knowing that like big change is about to happen and trying to look back on the memories that you've made in order to comfort you for the unknown that's ahead. The themes of this game actually transcend whatever generation you're from because they're not just about growing up in the 90s, it's about growing up in general. That's beautiful. And so is this game visually. The graphics are amazing, the art style is absolutely perfect between jumping through the real events of what's happening in the game and a sort of dreamlike memory sequences that the characters have whenever they're reminiscing on like
this is
past.
dog shit. You know it's dog shit. The only reason you're actually rating this game so highly and praising it so highly is because the publishers gave you a quick little handy in the care package saying, hey man, give us a good review. We'll pay you money for it. We'll give you a free key card if you play this 3-hour movie. It's a movie video game. It's nothing. You can avoid all the little tasks. All you have to do, I shit you not, is just maneuver the tongues and just walk around for 3 minutes totally, and you're done with the game. It's complete and utter shit. I know for a fact people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're just a hater. You're making fun of this guy, or you're calling. Why are you calling him out? He's just reviewing a game." he's reviewing a game that he's just promoting out there just to promote it. He's not actually playing the game. Now, if he live streamed it and played it, cool, great. But for the most part, he probably just got a key card, said, hey, this shit's pretty good. This shit's pretty great, to get in the good graces of the publishers. And secondly, I'm not going to get into all the, this indie game has a lot of licensed music, mind you. And apparently this game's also been pushed out by the richest person in the world, or one of the richest people in the world. Their daughter made the game, or is like somehow involved with it. I don't know. It's a weird rabbit hole you can really digest and go into by other content creators. I recommend Asmongold, if not this guy over here. But it's a weird rabbit hole that for a fact this game was only pushed just to push some weird agenda and shit. It's pretty weird. And like I said in the beginning of the video, where it comes to the Michael Jackson movie, same with the critics there, where the major critics were saying, "Oh, this movie's garbage. It doesn't put into the actual history of Michael Jackson. It just only brings up his childhood. It doesn't go into the actual drama, the whole, allegations and stuff," which is true. I will give them credit on that. But there's a part two to it. Now, maybe we get to see it depending on the Jackson estate. But at the same time, it's like a lot of people like the movie for what it showed, what it actually presented. But at the same time, I hope it's not like Bohemian Rhapsody, where it kind of idolizes the entire band and kind of ridicules and butchers Freddie Mercury a bit, because that's how the actual script went down. Because originally they wanted to make it an entire biopic about him and the band, but since members of the band are currently alive today, they wanted to be involved directly and said, hey, don't put this in there. No. We did this. He did this, and this. We actually did this to make themselves look good in the eyes of other people. It's shitty. Come check me out. Go check out Critical Drinker. He does really good reviews. I will say Odyssey's gonna crash and burn so fucking hard. It's gonna be fucking embarrassing. It's gonna be such a shit show. I can't wait for it to crash and burn. It's gonna be hilarious to see that. But anyways, follow, leave a like, comment, slop my scribe, and have a good time. Cheers.